From somewhere below the surface of the Midwest, in the studio wing of the adult fans of Nerf's secret bunker, this is the AFoN Show. With your hosts, Mr. K and Mr. S.
Hello Nerf Nation, what's up? It's me, Mr. S.
And I'm Mr. K.
Welcome back to the Adult Fans of Nerf show. Sorry for taking a little hiatus here, but you know, man needs a honeymoon, and well, I got married, so I had to do it. While I was gone, apparently Mr. K had a little fun remodeling the bunker, so we got some new digs. We got a new set here for our show, and we hope you all like it. And
little update, a little more modern. Got rid of some of the dank.
It smells better in here, definitely. You know, it looks a little bit more like an office-y thing, and we like it. We hope you'll like it too.
Absolutely. Did a little bit of redecorating in addition to the remodel. We got the Target
carpet, because we loves the Target carpet.
Yeah, and we got our N-Strike wall mount, or N-Force wall mount.
Terms right. You just need another one of the big swords to complete the cross.
I was gonna do that, but it really wouldn't work as well because the swords are so thick. With thinner swords, when they do it, really it works a lot better. But I figure that looks great just the way it is.
It does look pretty cool, and it's a good completion to the set. We'll call it.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about something that was actually kind of hard to find all the information on, and we hope we got enough to satisfy you. But we're going to talk about Hasbro dart blasters that aren't necessarily Nerf branded. It may say from the makers of Nerf, or it may say something else on it, but it's Hasbro, just not Nerf.
Yes. We actually found out last year while we were in New York at the press release event for the Vortex line. We found out quite a bit about how Hasbro handles these tie-ins, these different franchise tie-ins, and how they use Nerf products for those, and they use Nerf ideas for different products in other lineups.
For good cross promotions.
Yep. And oftentimes, from what we've learned, what happens is that the tie-in products are not Nerf. They take key parts from Nerf, the darts,
have the same
functionality.
Kind of darts, a lot of the same kind of innards, sometimes just a modified housing, but it's still not actually Nerf. It is Hasbro under, we'll say, the Marvel or Star Wars or Transformers, that specific brand having absolutely nothing to do with Nerf other than we're borrowing some of these parts.
Yeah, when we talked to some of the people from Nerf, I asked them specifically about the Optimus Prime Cyber Blaster, and I asked them if it looks like it's based on the Hyperfire, and I mean, obviously it is based on the Hyperfire, but the designer we talked to had no idea that it was going to be based on the Hyperfire. He thought it was going to be based on the Fury Fire, like the Ninja Commando Blaster.
Commando Blaster from the first G.I. Joe movie. Yep.
So he thought that that's what the Optimus Prime Blaster was going to be based on. So obviously there's not a lot of communication other than, here's some of our stuff from Nerf. Make a blaster out of this if you want to for your specific brand.
Yep.
So I mean, a lot of these we can't blame Nerf for poor performance.
Functionality, poor performance, because it's really only just a little bit Nerf. The rest is just Hasbro.
Yeah. With some of them though, like the Abomination Blaster, or what's the other one? The
StarTech Mag Strike, basically.
Yeah,
or the first Iron Man movie.
They're really basically they just recolored them, and so that's more so something that Nerf handled. But I'm sure what happened was Nerf said, here's a design we have. If you want, you can recolor that and make it into something for your brand.
Right. Because if you look on the Abomination Blaster, it even still has the N-Strike logos on it, on both the Titan and the Hornet.
Yeah, it's just not something that you can really see very well. Probably not on the camera.
Yeah,
because it's not colored. It's just embossed.
It's embossed into the plastic. It's not painted on, so that you can see it plainly. But yeah, I mean, it's Nerf.
Yeah. So really, this kind of Nerf cross tie-in type thing really started when Nerf was still part of Kenner.
Yeah.
It started. They had their Power of the Force line.
You got a couple of things.
I have a couple of things from here, and I'm sure that it's not everything, because I've seen some things that I don't have yet, and I just can't remember what they are. But these were from the original trilogy. We got Boba Fett's armor set. It's got a blaster in here that's pretty old. I mean, you can tell that it's one of the older Nerf blasters.
Get up a little bit closer so you can see kind of here. It doesn't really live up to the quality of like the N-Strike stuff that we know and love right now. This is really early stuff as far as like the dart blasters are concerned. But I mean, it looks cool, even though you can tell, and I can tell at least from looking at it, it looks like it's a cheaper plastic than what we have nowadays.
Yeah, that's the way it looks to me too, and that's probably just because it's an older plastic and it could have aged poorly or whatever. But I'm a big fan of Star Wars, and so I like the Nerf tie-in stuff, the Kenner's old stuff, and I also have Chewbacca's bowcaster. Now this is the first version of Chewbacca's bowcaster. There is actually another version for Revenge of the Sith, where Chewbacca's bowcaster is brown. I'm pretty sure it has newer darts and everything.
No, they use the old ones. They'd update the blaster, but they wouldn't update the darts for it, because that would just make too much sense.
Yeah, but I mean, this uses pretty much the same firing mechanism as the Boba Fett blaster, but it's a bowcaster. It's sweet. I kind of want to take it out of the package, but then again, I do not.
See, he's that kind of collector. He has a lot of stuff, as you saw from our Armory episode, that's still in the packaging. I just can't do that. I'm too much of a kid at heart.
And I do like playing with them. I'm just trying to find stuff that's already out of the box so that I can play with it. And that's really what I'm looking for with some of these other Star Wars ones that I have. The Jango Fett action set. I've been trying to find this out of box for a while, and I've actually been trying to find it in a better box because it's got a lot of damage to the box. But these are pretty cool little pea shooters, and I want to take them out of the box and play with them, but I want to find a better version in the box or find them outside the box before I actually do it. And these guys came with the holster, and this one actually has the Nerf brand on it, but it has Hasbro here. It doesn't actually clearly say that it is
interesting.
Nerf.
Yeah, I'm actually noticing here on the bottom too, this has the Laramie logo on it as well. It has the Hasbro logo and the Laramie logo, which is really interesting to me.
Yeah, it's the way these things work is just weird. How they branded everything and how they made everything, but
that thing doesn't want to stand up.
It does not want to stand up.
Just leave it there.
But and then we got this little guy. Another similar thing. This thing seems to be made out of even a cheaper plastic than what we have with the Boba Fett blaster and the bowcaster. And this seems to be made for really tiny hands too.
I've noticed that with some of especially the Star Wars smaller blasters, even the newer ones, the Cad Bane and the other two little pea shooters they really are made for smaller hands, kid size, or if you're an adult that has like dwarfism of the hands or something. Yeah. You could probably use it a little bit better than some of us, but it is kind of difficult for adults to use some of these crossbred blasters.
Yeah, and here's another one. This is a clone trooper blaster. No, this is a clone. Imperial Blaster, Stormtrooper Blaster.
It has the Imperial logo on it, so it's something Imperial.
Yeah. This guy is actually pretty good for, you know, again, this seems to be made out of a cheaper plastic than normal Nerf stuff, but it actually fires really well considering.
Yeah, it is, and I like the light on it that lights up when you pull the triggers. There's a little red light. Doesn't do much. Doesn't have a very long range as far as like using it as a laser sight, but it's cool for what it is.
Yeah, and I bet you like this because it's more left-handed than any other blaster.
It really is, because you know I can actually hold this thing, cock it easier than Mr. Righty over here, and it really is awesome. I do like it for that.
Yep. And recently they've actually come out with a newer version of this. I believe it is actually called the Clone Trooper Blaster that you can pick up now. I'm not sure if the new one comes with sucker darts or if it comes with the like, flat tip non-Nerf ones. But there's also the Rebel Trooper Blaster that comes with those flat darts. That's pretty cool. It's like, it seems like it's modeled kind of after the Night Finder.
Yep.
It has a little light on top, and I kind of want to buy it just to see what it's like.
You're gonna.
I probably will eventually.
Yeah, you're gonna.
So, and then we have the Captain Rex and Cad Bane micro blasters, which, from what we've seen with other people that have reviewed them, have got universally bad reviews. They're just not the same micro shot blasters as the Reflex.
Yeah, they look like in the packaging, you're like, oh, this is just a remold of the Reflex, but performance-wise, they're just horrible. I hate to say it really, because I mean, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of it is that again, they're made out of the cheaper plastic. I'm not sure what plastic that they use in Nerf blasters and what plastic they use in these other blasters, but there's a visible difference, there's a texture difference to it, and it just seems to be different.
Yep. As toy aficionados, you can definitely tell the quality of something by the sheen on the plastic, by just how it feels, and I tell you, it really is a disappointment when you pick something up that you want so bad and you notice that it's made out of a lower grade plastic than what you were expecting. It's kind of a shot in the teeth. But again, it is what it is. Yeah. And you just kind of have to roll with it as a fan.
Yeah. And going from the Star Wars blasters, I don't think there have been any other Star Wars blasters. There might. I've seen some stuff about Han Solo's blaster being available as a dart blaster, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything definitive on it.
A lot of those things I've only seen is like the lights and sound blaster stuff that actually fires projectiles. Same with that. I really would like that build your own blaster thing to be a dart blaster, but I don't think we'll ever see anything like that. No,
and it seemed like that Star Wars build your own blaster was supposed to be originally a dart blaster.
It had the look of it.
Yeah, they just didn't do it for some reason. And I could have sworn that we saw a picture of it somewhere as a dart blaster.
That I can't confirm or disavow, but it sure would have been cool.
Yeah, it would have been awesome. But let's move on to Marvel stuff, because the Avengers has come out yesterday as we film these normally on Saturdays.
Yeah.
And release them on Wednesday, so it'll be the previous Friday, and we gotta talk about the tie-in.
We gotta talk about the tie-ins. That Captain America blaster.
Shit.
Yeah.
It kind of looks cool, being kind of based on Maverick.
Right, and the housing of it does look pretty cool. The paint job is not too bad. I don't know what they were thinking with those dart things, though.
Yeah, they just seem dangerous. They're all made out of plastic.
All hard plastic. There's nothing soft on there. I'm afraid if I get that and let my 5-year-old play with it, he'll shoot a window and break it.
Or something breakable and knock it down or whatever. It's just, and the thing is, normal darts don't even fit in it, so you can't use your Nerf
sucker
arsenal.
darts. You can't use anything Nerf in it. It's made specifically for those crappy plastic things.
And good luck if you lose any.
Yeah, because you can't get any refill kits. It only comes with enough for one cylinder full. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
Now the Hawkeye one, on the other hand,
You can't go wrong with the Hawkeye one because it's just a big bad bow.
it's a big bad bow. I mean,
it was an easy tie-in because it's like we need a Hawkeye blaster, big bad bow.
Yeah, exactly. And guess what? It already came out in purple, so you don't even really have to repaint it.
No, they just put the little Avengers logo or a Hawkeye on the side. And
Whatever they did to it to
yeah.
make it different.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother buying it because I already have a big bad bow, and
See, I don't have a big bad bow, so I might pick it up just to have a purple one. Why not?
I suppose. But of course, we can't talk about those without talking about the past. In the past, more often than not, the Marvel stuff has been Iron Man blasters.
Iron Man's easy. Tony Stark, known for making weapons in his earlier days, and there's a lot of great things from the N-Strike line to tie into Iron Man.
Absolutely. First, we had the Iron Man Mag Strike, which
I
you have, yes.
Which is pretty cool. It comes with a nice. I haven't used them yet, but it has a sheet of wall decals of like the. Ironmonger, yeah, and a couple other target things to shoot at. Pretty cool.
Yep. And with that came in the UK and Australia was actually an Iron Man version of the Firefly.
I gotta say, I like that. I like the paint job, especially on that, way better than the StarkTech Mag Strike. The Mag Strike is all flat colors and everything. It looks like there's a lot more dry brushing, a lot more unique paint stylings on the Firefly than on what we got in the US.
Yeah, and the drum of the Firefly in this version is not clear. It's kind of a metallic silver.
Yeah.
The darts are kind of a gunmetal gray.
Yeah.
And I mean, it doesn't, as far as I know, it doesn't use the flash feature at all, even though it still has it in there, I think. I'm not sure. It would have probably been a smarter idea to not have it in there to make the blaster a little cheaper.
Yeah.
But you never know. I haven't gotten one yet. I'm looking for one, trying to find one. That'd be nice. I just like it in red. It just looks good in red.
It looks cool in red, and we haven't really seen the Firefly recently in anything other than N-Strike Yellow.
And then, yeah, before that was blue.
Before that was the blue and green.
And other than that, there aren't any.
It looks really sharp. If you
it.
haven't seen any pictures of it, find it, because it really does look sharp.
And again, that was only available in the UK and Australia, so we've had trouble finding it over here.
Yep.
And then, of course, there was the other Iron Man blaster, the little single-shot piece of crap.
I don't remember the name of that thing. They did a version of it as well for one of the Transformers lines.
The Energon Blaster.
The Energon Blaster. I don't know,
they never really gave it a name. It's only shown up as a blaster that's been available in other brands.
Other brands, yeah. It's big and bulky and bulbous, and it only fires one shot. It's kind of pointless to me. That's why, even though I'm a huge Transformers fan, I'm not looking for that. I don't really want to get that at all for my collection because it is so chauncey.
Yeah. And speaking of Transformers,
we talked about this guy already. He's just cool. A lot of really cool lights and sounds on this thing. It actually does, if you are a Transformers fan, it does have Peter Cullen's voice on it, the original voice actor for Optimus Prime as well as in the movies. It has some real Gen 1-esque sound effects to it with the blasting and everything. I like this. It's a good redo of the Hyperfire.
Blaster ready.
Blaster. Yeah, it's so cool. So this, I think, was the only dart blaster that they did for Dark of the Moon in Transformers. Previous to that, for the first movie, we had two blasters. Which I think these are pretty cool. There was the Optimus Prime one and the Starscream one. There are vehicle modes that you stick your fist into, and then you can throw the thingy and it turns into a dart blaster. Not too bad. I don't mind them at all. It fires pretty well. It gets good distance, and it looks pretty cool.
absolutely. I don't have, or neither of us had the Starscream one, but the Starscream one works fairly similarly. I think it's more. I think it stays more in jet mode than transforms at all.
I'd like to get one just to find out about it because it is pretty cool.
But
and it transforms.
Yep. And other than that, these two and the Energon Blaster, which is the same as the Iron Man thing. I don't think there's been much in the way of Transformers blasters.
Dart blasters, no. I know that they did do a sword for, I can't remember if it was Dark of the Moon or Revenge of the Fallen, but that was just kind of a cosplay thing. Not really. You know, it wasn't made out of Nerf foam or anything like that.
And they have done a couple of Super Soakers too. They did one Iron Man Super Soaker, and then they did two Super Soakers for Transformers.
They probably did. I haven't kept close enough tabs on that to really be able to. I know that they did do at least one.
Yeah, I'm thinking they did one for Ratchet and one for Bumblebee. Wait, no, they might have done one for Prime too.
Well, I know they did. I know they for sure did the Ratchet one. I'm not sure about the others. I'm not sure which one, which other one they might have done. Probably Bumblebee because they did have Prime featured in the thingy, but they did have Bumblebee's big old arm ka-chung cannon, which is kind of cool looking, but it doesn't do anything other than go ka-chung and make some sounds.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other really Nerf tie-in stuff.
Well, there was a couple other things N-Force-wise for the G.I. Joe movie. There was a Snake Eyes sword as well as a Storm Shadow sword that are basically redos of the smaller N-Force smaller sword, katana-looking things, which are pretty nice, and they are Nerf quality, so worth looking at.
Yeah, and from what I've seen, they are actually coming out with something similar to that for the new movie.
For the new movie, which would be really cool.
Yes, and the new movie, as we said earlier, has a line that includes a remake of the Fury Fire, which is just a red Fury Fire
with a little scopy
with
thing
some kind of weird square scopy thing.
Yeah, we're not really sure exactly what it is, but it looks kind of cool.
It does. It does. I'm curious about it. I'm curious about it enough to buy it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look at it. I missed out on buying some of the stuff that I wanted from the original G.I. Joe line. I really wanted to get those swords because they did look kind of cool. They're hard to find now.
And they did do Mjolnir in the Nerf foam.
Just kind of cool. It's a small little Mjolnir, but it's just too cool. You get a little Thor's hammer. You can whack your friend over the head with it. It's fun. Why not? Why not?
I kind of wish they would.
$10.
I kind of wish they would just do a big N-Force, like
battle hammer. Wah-bam! That would be awesome.
It would
Something
be awesome.
About the size of the big bulbous Mjolnir they did with the dart that shoots out of the tip of it.
The little plastic dart thingy.
Yeah, plastic lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt.
Bam!
But
Mjolnir has to be foam. How can you make a toy of Mjolnir and not have it be foam?
It's some kind of weird, like squishy, rubberized plastic stuff.
It is, and I'd be afraid I'd haul off and whack somebody with it, and it would go through that foam, that plasticky, rubbery stuff, and smash you with the internals of the dart thingy and hurt you.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's all we can really think of for the tie-in blasters. I mean,
it's all we've been able to find. Like we said, we did a lot of research trying to find a complete lineup of all of Hasbro's tie-ins using Nerf stuff, and it's really hard. I don't think there's a complete resource out there for it.
No, and even the wikis don't have everything. Like they had the Revenge of the Sith version of Chewbacca's bowcaster,
but not
this version, and they didn't have Boba Fett's blaster, and it's really hard to track because they are not considered Nerf.
Right, and also because Nerf has the technology that goes into the Nerf blasters has changed hands from brand to brand so much throughout the years. That's hard to keep track of also.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really about all that we have right now. We got a couple of special things we got to do right now.
Absolutely. We got a couple of shout-outs because we've had some people contact us for various things. First, we'd like to thank Rogan Albert for sending us this. This is the End Strike Target Action DVD. This was included in early versions of the Unity Power
Unity
System.
Power System, yep, and you could actually shoot at your CRT tube TV with these, use the sucker darts, and then after your rounds, you could tell the DVD which ones you actually hit, and you'd get scored accordingly.
Yep. We haven't played with it yet. We are going to play with it in the near future.
Of course.
Without shooting at it, because we have LCD.
We have
TVs.
LCD TVs,
and that's one of the main reasons I think they don't include it anymore, is because you can't shoot at TVs anymore with Nerf blasters and not risk damage.
And you know, I'm so afraid of breaking my LCD TV that I've never even tried shooting at my LCD TV with a Nerf blaster. I'm not really sure how high the risk is of destroying your TV by doing that. I mean, I've seen all of the damage that can be done with a remote, but that's a lot harder than
a hard plastic
dart.
Winging it at the TV.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not telling people to go out there and try it, but I'm just not sure how bad it would hurt.
Yeah, and I actually think that you can still get this DVD. I'm not 100% sure. But with Nerf's reordering system for certain things like the Titan missile and some of the Mega Darts and whatnot,
yep.
You can actually go online, fill out a form, send in some money, and they'll actually like mail order you some replacement stuff. And it's not stuff that they widely advertise.
No, we found that's the only way that you can get replacement or extra Titan missiles.
Yes, and so we bought a couple of extra Titan missiles, so that we have some on hand.
You know, it's good to have. You only get one with immunity, and I need one.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that you can actually still order this on there.
Really?
I'm almost certain that you can. And so we're gonna test it out, and we'll report back on
definitely.
You know,
thank you.
how
That
it works.
was a great thing to do.
Yes, it is much appreciated.
Yes.
We would also like to do a shout out to Michael. HVZ Auburn.
HVZ Auburn.
He does a lot of stuff with like
Humans versus Zombies.
Humans versus Zombies, chronicling his experiences and stuff, and various Human versus Zombies just events that he's involved with. And so we have a link to his videos or his YouTube channel on adultfansofnerf.com. So if you want to check his stuff out, he's pretty good.
He's a pretty good videographer and editor. We found him through our contest. He submitted a very nice video, a very well done video, and he contacted us, and now we're. I mean, check him out definitely. He does some good videos.
Yeah. And also we were contacted by Julie Whitefeather, who is a nun.
Sister Julie Whitefeather.
Yes. And not only is she a nun, she's a fan of Adult Fans of Nerf.
She's a Nerf nun!
And she's a gamer.
A gamer Nerf nun. I didn't know such a thing existed. You are the coolest nun I've ever heard of.
Absolutely. She hosts a podcast with her fellow sister called No Prisoners, No Mercy.
That's just so cool.
They cover a lot of MMO stuff. They do cover other games. It's pretty interesting. It's a little more adult oriented, which is weird because it's done by a nun, but they do talk about adult stuff in there.
Like I said, dude, coolest nun ever.
Yes. So check out No Prisoners, No Mercy. We've been invited to be a guest on their podcast.
Yeah, we're actually like getting celebrity status. We're gonna be a guest on somebody's show. Yay!
Because we actually went to school for game design. We have bachelor's degrees in game design.
Yep.
So she read our about section and decided to invite us because we put that on the about section.
That's awesome. It's something that we don't advertise as much on here, mainly because we don't have much experience in it. Yes, we do have the bachelor's degrees, but we haven't really had a chance to use them yet. We're doing this instead. But it's a great honor to be invited onto their podcast, and hope you guys check it out. It's fun.
Absolutely. So thank you all for watching, and we are more than willing to be in contact with anybody who wants to talk to us. You know, if you have questions, comments, You know, send it to, if you have questions, send it to questions@adultfansofnerf.com. If you just want to get in contact with us for some reason, contact@adultfansofnerf.com.
You can also post stuff on our Facebook page, Adult Fans of Nerf on Facebook. You know, comment on our stuff. The only, as I like to say, the only dumb question is an unasked question. So come on, talk about us, guys. You guys are awesome.
Yep. Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Adult Fans of Nerf Show, and see us again in another 2 weeks.
From the new bunker!